what caused a breakdown between their relationship, and how did that affect you?
Well, sorry. My daughter and Troy were pretty happy. It seemed they were doing a lot of good. It seemed like, and there was they had a lot of friends. They were hanging out with them and stuff, and and it seemed like, to me, I felt like, and this is what I get from my daughter. Okay, now I'm not real sure. The truth might lie somewhere in the middle. I do realize that, but she said he started making up things that were not real. Okay.
She said that he started making up things
that were not real in their relationship.
Okay.
Like just random things, whatever they were. I don't know, trying to make excuses to kind of get rid of her. Okay. Does that make sense? And so I think in her insecurity, and I'm going to admit this, I think in her insecurity, she started fighting back a little bit. Because she wasn't really ready to leave.
Okay. Yes.
That fight. And so I think,
Can I interject for just a moment? How old is your daughter?
Why she's 16.
At the point of the breakup.
At the point of the breakup, she was 16.
16. Okay. Were her and Troy planning on getting married or anything?
Well, I thought they were happy.
And how old was Troy?
Oh, he's 21.
Okay.
And see, I was against this the whole time.
Mrs. Goodman, I think we've got a good view of your side of the scenario.
Are you sure? Because he was 21 and she was 16.
I think so.
She's a child.
I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Let me ask Miss Love a few questions. Miss Love, if you would, I want your take on the issue between your son and Miss Goodman's daughter.
Well, like I said, Troy's very smart. He's very gifted. He's very good. He's very good at what he does. He was a straight A student. He was in a gifted and talented. And when he stood up and talked, people listened. Since my son was such a good boy and her daughter needed somebody to look after, since he was as old as he was, that we would just fix him up and he would be the big brother, and then it turned into more than that. They fell in love, and they were okay with that. And then Troy realized that he needed to move on because he's older, and he's got his whole life ahead of him, and she's still in school, and they just don't get over that. Her and her husband just won't get over that. Now, this is my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. This is what little Troy tells me. So I think they started to gossip because she don't want to let go. She don't want to let go of Troy.
Okay. What were your plans for Mrs. Goodman's daughter and your son?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I thought it was a good idea that he would end up being like the big brother, and he'd look after things while everybody was gone, and then when, of course, she comes back and all this stuff is being said, and there's nobody there to really tell us who's saying it. And so we're just hearing hearsay that just keeps on and on.
But your intentions for y'all's children's relationship was that he would be a brother figure who could kind of watch out.
Yes, to be the brother. Yes, because we were really good friends, and it would do that. Yes.
And Mrs. Goodman, what were your intentions for your daughter and Troy's relationship?
Well, my intentions were very clear. He's 21 and she's 16. He needed to either be serious because he is 21, or he needed to go on. And when he first started, courting her, we told him, we're not playing here.
Right.
This is not a joke.
Right.
She is 16, and she is going to act and behave as a 16-year-old does.
Right.
So when he would bring her flowers, and he'd come over, and they'd hang out, watch TV. You know, I explain that time and time and time again that she is only 16.
Yes.
Only 16. And you know, he's a good guy. The family was great. So my intentions were pure because I thought such a great family.
Yes.
You know, I can trust my child to this adult because of the family.
Did you want their relationship to become romantic?
You know, at first I didn't want their relationship to be romantic at all. And I advised against it because she was so young. And then when I saw her getting googly-eyed and getting excited, you know, and you know, Troy was he is a good person most of the time, you know, and he would come to me and the things that he had to say and the dreams that he had for the future and all the prayers and all the excitement that went into that, you know, of course I got swept away because I'm excited and I want to see my daughter with the right guy.
Right.
Of course. And then when she comes home and she's telling me how wonderful he is, and you know he's so mature and all this stuff, and you know, I mean, of course.
Okay, Mrs. Love, do you know why your son decided to call off the romance with Mrs. Goodman's daughter?
Yes, because Troy's father and I had a conversation with Troy, and we noticed when they were dating that Troy seemed like he wasn't near as involved as he should be. He seemed like he was getting off into other things, and he wasn't keeping his.
We just have a few more minutes left in this session, and hopefully we can nail down what the problem is. It looks like we're converging upon it pretty rapidly. So let me just recap. We have your 16-year-old daughter and your 21-year-old son. The son was expected to be like an older brother figure, kind of watch out for the younger girl, but they became romantically involved, which was okay with you too because it seemed like a good situation, and
it was like a Toby Misty thing, you know. They well known to the school. Yes.
Right. Like, but anyway, he would take care of her, and you know, then when she got older, then everything would go as according to plan. However, as 21-year-old men often do, his interests have diverged, right? And what we're left with is him wanting to pursue his own interests and part ways with your daughter, who is now crushed because of the broken relationship. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what it looks like is that the problem is not between it. Well, there's a problem between you two, but the problem is not with the children, because as we've all experienced, broken relationships eventually heal at some point, or at least don't hurt so bad after a while. But what we need to do is, the problem that we need to figure out is how we're going to proceed from here on out to avoid the rumors, the whispers, and the accusations. What your children do, their situation's over and done with. So what we need to do is we want to reconcile y'all's friendship, and we want to reconcile y'all's cordial working relationship so that y'all can be productive in the workplace once again. Okay, so in our next session, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can find some solutions for how we're going to address hearsay and rumors as they come along, particularly in the workplace and even outside of the workplace as those directly affect it. Does that sound good to you, Mrs. Goodman? Okay. Mrs. Love, how does that sound?
Yes, that sounds very good.
Okay. All right. So we'll meet next Thursday at noon. Does that sound good to y'all? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. And we'll have we'll make it a little longer session, because a lot of times coming up with solutions is sometimes even tougher than identifying problems. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, and I'll see y'all then.